Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
I had
There
the
we
mute
go.
on.
Oh my God, you'd think it is my first time.
All right. Okay, let me start
I
introducing
have a lot of people
myself.
without their photo up. That's okay.
Yes. All right. Let me start
Thank you,
introducing
you
myself
guys, for
very quickly.
yeah.
So, and in the meantime, I keep admitting people. Hi everyone.
Oh, I see. You have to admit him. Okay.
Yeah, I admit them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I am Elena. I am the founder of Creative Circle, which is this community that I opened up 2 years ago, because I want actors to just support each other and help each other find resources and learn and get more knowledge about what's happening in the entertainment world. Yes, I am originally from Sicily and I moved to LA 4 years ago, not to pursue acting, but to pursue marketing. And then I shifted my career when I was 34, which was pretty scary. My mom still have to recover for this, but I made this change and I'm like, I'm gonna change all the way. I'm just gonna do it very professionally. So I'm taking acting very seriously right now, although it's a very scary world, as we all know. And so Creative Circle is a way for me to kind of give to the community and help actors in any way possible. I do webinars once a month with professionals like Pam, who can really help us getting to know more about every single department in entertainment industry. But also I do in-person meetings. If you're interested, I think starting from April, I will go back also to the in-person meetings. The weather has been kind of crazy right now, so I was waiting a little bit to get a little bit warmer in LA. But we do probably quarterly meetings, usually in parks or at the beach, where we can all just network and hang out. So the ones in person are more fun networking, and the online webinars are more professional, like this one. So I want to introduce.
I want to add to that. I want to add to the importance of supporting each other.
Yes.
Because as you are supporting each other and getting to know each other and being the acting community, you buy tickets to their plays, you watch their movies, you offer to be a reader for them, whatever it is that you do to support your fellow artist, is really what you should do. I mean, primarily so you can find out what's going on, get 20 of you together and find out what's going on, and you can help each other real fast. You know what I mean? Like maybe someone will say, hey, I just saw a breakdown and it's so right for you, call this person or whatever. So it's nice to have a community of people that are hustlers. Only the people that are hustlers. Just saying, you guys are hustlers. Okay. Yeah. And it takes the hustle in LA. Are you guys all from LA?
No.
Who said no?
I did. Roger. No, I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, but I live in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, awesome. Oh, where the CEO of TikTok lives.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he met his wife in Virginia. I like that guy.
Oh, wow.
I thought we beat him to death, but anyhow, that's a TikTok controversy. So my name is Pam. It used to be Pam Gillis years ago, and then I changed my name. Never do that. Just don't do that. It's really bad for marketing. But I started casting 35 years ago. So I have cast everything there is to cast, except for a TV show, but I've done TV pilots. I've done web TV series, movies, commercials, union, non-union, budgets from movies from 300,000 to 25 million. And I have also worked, so as a casting director, I came from Portland, Oregon, and up there we just kind of cast everything. So when I came here, people are like, no, you got to pick one. And I'm like, well, I can't pick one. An actor's an actor to me, so I stuck with my guns and just cast, whatever I can. Not any different from you guys acting in whatever you can, right? You take the job because you need the experience, you need to meet the people. So when we ask our questions, we want to be specific, whether it's commercial or film, because the answer may be different. Okay, so, and the answer may be different if you're new to the business or you're experienced. So, although it may appear that there's one answer for everything, it really does depend on the circumstance. So I'll try to be clear, in answering those questions, keeping all that in mind.
Okay, thank you so much. So
Yeah.
I think I have 3 major questions that we can little by little, like, kind of, open.
And these
respond.
came from these people, from the actors?
So I received some questions, and I could only pick 3, so I picked 3 for this. But the questions that I'm not asking, we have 15 minutes at the end where we can have a Q&A, and you guys can ask your questions. If for any reason we don't have time because we reach our hour, don't take it personally. We just have that hour, which I'm trying to respect Pam's time. So yeah, please don't hate. Okay, let's move
All
on.
righty.
First question. Okay, so I get that a lot. Does having a manager or an agent, an actor that has a manager or an agent, does the fact that he has either one of those change your decision in casting that person? And we can make a difference between commercial or theatrical, but
Looking at them or casting?
casting, like if you see an actor that has an agent and a manager, and an actor that doesn't have one, does that fact that he has that agent or manager really?
Let's start from the beginning, because if I'm already going to cast them, then it will be more difficult. But if I want them, we'll figure it out. Maybe even get you an agent so they can do, the hard stuff, the contracts and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'm pretty hands-on in helping. But we were having this talk a little bit earlier. When it comes, I don't know if you guys know how many submissions we get on a roll for like a movie, and there's like 30 rolls. Maybe we might get 2,000. We might get 4,000 on a commercial. And so when I release on Breakdown Services, we have a little buttons that we can pick. For instance, has real. So that's going to cut out a lot of people. But back in the old days, we used to only be able to bring in, like 10 people per roll. So you're going from thousands down to 10 people. So there's these little buttons underneath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as we're going through, I can be looking for days and days. And as you're going through, you can mark them like a 1, like definitely, that person. Oh yeah, definitely seen this person, definitely interested in this person. And then you have your 2s and your 3s. And then when you get really tired and you're into it for 48 hours, they get 5s because you just can't think and you got to get back to them. So that's like my, making sense out of the mayhem. But then you got to go back through them again, and you've got to narrow it down. Now, the thing about it is agents and managers, they have the breakdown. They have all the information. They know the pay, they know everything about the job. So I don't have to keep saying it over and over again. So there have been times, I'm just going to be, one thing you'll always get out of me is honesty. It might cause controversy, but I'm always going to be honest because I'm always helping. I'm always on the actor side as far as, coaching or just helping. But, we want to put a smart person on set. We want to put a businessman on set. We want to put somebody on set that is going to make us look good, my director look good, but also, fit with the chemistry of the other bright people that you're planning on casting. And these are people who take their work very, very seriously. So you cannot have an agent and then email the casting director and piss them off and you're done. if you just ask too many. We can't coddle you.
Yeah.
No, we can't keep going back and forth with dialogue and stopping and teaching you about the business. Although I've done that my whole career, because I can't stop doing that. But to be honest with you, you can, with the tone of an email, just cut yourself right off. If I were you, I would research everything you can on that breakdown. And also, you always want to read the other roles. Okay, you want to see what's going on. You want to see what they're looking for. So if you read the other roles and what's on that breakdown that don't pertain to you, there might be little secrets or little hints in that description that you pick up on and go, oh, okay. And you learn just a little bit more about, you know, the audition in general, because those little, I'm going to digress, but those little descriptions on breakdown services, you can't take them that seriously. For a film, you can't take them that seriously because it changes and ages change and race changes and the role goes away. They cut it out for budget reasons. There's so many things that can change in that little description. So don't hold on to it. And so when someone goes to tell you about the description, you don't cut them off and say, oh, I already know. I'd kick you out of the room right then and there if you ever did that to me. Seriously, I would kick you out of the room. I can be tough also, because I'm the casting director and I'm the one that's been working with the director for sometimes 6 months, sometimes a year. So trust me, I know what the director wants. So if you're off track, I'm going to stop you and give you some direction. But if you argue with me, you know, you're not even going to make the tape. So there's a lot of ways. Just the submissions is one thing, but there's a lot of ways to knock yourself out of the running. Just because you think you're in there running, you can knock yourself out. So I think being nice and being humble and being helpful and being available and having a sense of eagerness and reading the script. The writer might be in the room. It shows respect for the project, shows that you're true thespian. You want to work on the film. You want to be a part of the team.
And casting is on your side, right? Wants you to succeed.
Unfortunately, and I'll work with somebody over and over and over again. I'm different than most casting directors. So you got to take, you know, again, every casting director is different. There's an old book out there with like some of the top casting directors that have their pets and peeves, is that what you call it, in it. But, you know, it's good to find out. It's good to find out what those are. But if you can just be non-chaotic and just slip in like butter and do a professional job and be off book and get out of there, you look professional.
And having that
I don't even know what the question was.
No, just to go back to that.
Whether it's an agent or manager, but you know, listen, we'd rather work with agents and managers because they know all the information. But let's take that back to a commercial audition. If it's non-union and it's $500 a day, I'm opening it up to the actors. Oh, by the way, we have a choice. We can either open it up to the actors or not. So if you see it, then they've opened it up to you for a reason. It's either low pay or they're not finding it. So that's kind of good. Because if we're not finding it, I will open it up to the actors, but it does create a little bit of a problem, you see, because the agent can submit and the manager can submit. And if you're on a couple different sites and the actor submits, it can get confusing with who you're reaching out to.
Yeah.
I like to go to the managers myself because they seem to have a little bit more time and I can get involved a little bit more. But just depends who it is too. Some agents, you know, act like managers. So
Okay. Yeah,
But
I
I
think
guess-
they can be facilitators, right? When they work in synergy with casting. Sometimes it can be the opposite, as you say. Like if you get a submission from agent, manager, and the actor, then it's gonna get confusing for you.
And
And
they're not going to be like all in a row. So you have to remember.
yeah,
So you have to like, it takes extra work. It takes extra work when you're dealing with the actor themselves. I'm not going to lie. It just takes extra work. So you just want to make that easier. You want to be fast. You want to be clean. You know, you want to do as you're told. You don't want to ask too many questions because it's all the same. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. You
Mhm.
know, it's like acting 101. Nothing really changes in 20 years, 35 years for me that I've been casting. It's all the same. It's all the same answers on the headshots. It's all the same answers on the resumes. It's all the same answers on should you have a reel? Yeah. Just for the one reason that I said a little while ago is we can separate when we're looking at submissions, the ones with a reel and without a reel. Also, we can, when we're presenting to our client your audition, we can go in there and change the photo that we want to use, not the one so much that you sent. We're going to pick the one that fits that we like. And then we can also click on the link. Your reel goes with your audition. So it's good to have a reel.
And
Does
that's what,
anybody have a reel? What are who we talking to? Is there anybody that doesn't have a reel?
yeah, raise your hands if you have a reel. Raise your hands, raise your hands. For people who are not with camera, you can just type yes in the chat.
So, so those people who don't have a reel, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But a couple of things come to mind. There are places that will do that for you. A long time ago, it was like $600. I think it was Create a Reel. And they're actually professional writers and cameramen and people, and they write a scene for you and you do the scene. I've seen some that look like real. So it just depends. But you know, do jobs, do free jobs, do college jobs, do anything you can to get a little piece of that reel. I'm gonna a little piece of that clip so you can put anything together, something together. I don't like other people's auditions because I don't know what's going on. That's a real quick way to just not be liked because it doesn't fit. So yeah, so that's how I feel about reels. But it's interesting for those of you who have a reel and who are very experienced, like I see Makai on here without his picture, my good looking actor friend from Morocco. I've met some new good friends with my new business that I launched, and it's to my heart. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. It's just means a lot to me because I have helped actors my whole life. So now I get to like help on a different level. But I've made a lot of friends all over the world, and LA is not the only actors that hustle. I'm just gonna say, they're not the only actors that hustle, and Showtime and Netflix are all over the world filming. So you know, just saying there's some great actors out there hustling. You don't have to be in LA because of the self-taping. You can be anywhere as long as you're willing to be available and still work hard. You can still, if somebody wants you, all they need to do is come up with the money to fly you and put you up and get you a driver. That's it. And
Yep.
then you're in. So you know, just be a little bit more open-minded to that. And anyway, New Image and Millennium, they shoot a lot in Bulgaria. So you also, you know, can be, you know, put in that sort of a category where these little independent film companies like shoot elsewhere, like all the time, like 25 movies a year, getting that little click. Get on a plane and go, you know,
Yeah.
watch Gary Carnes. He's always somewhere else. Like he's
Yeah.
always somewhere. So don't limit yourself to LA work, you know, just
Yes.
really 52 card pickup. It's all luck anyway, right?
Yeah, and other markets sometimes are a little smaller, so you might have an easier way.
Well,
to
yeah,
get
because
in.
you're in Hollywood, you know,
Right.
so a
Yeah.
lot of these other markets, you know, think they're
Yeah.
calling somebody. I mean, no offense, but you know what I mean.
I know we're like this snobby lay people.
But
Anyways, let me ask you the second
yeah,
question.
so agents are so, you know, yeah, it does make a difference if you have an agent or manager, but it's not 100% no.
Okay.
You have to be good.
Okay.
If you're good, nobody's going to let you get by. If you're good, nobody's going to let you get by.
Yes. It's good that you repeat that because it's a very important message.
Yeah. So if you're good, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Exactly.
Because we want you. And then also just always keep in mind, you guys, that you know, we talk to other people and other casting directors and producers and directors. So if we find an actor that we like, they may not be right for our project, but don't think that it's a waste of your time, because I could be over here like letting everybody know, oh my God, look at this actor, because I take care of my directors that way. Let them know that my eye's always working, and let them know of a new face that I found. So every audition, every audition you do, you don't know what could happen. So always be off book, always show your best side. Do you want to get into another question? Because I was just going to go digress again.
I know you like talking, and I love to hear your
I know.
voice. I could stay here like all
We
day.
said we weren't going to do that.
I do actually have a related question to what you just said,
Okay.
which is communication with casting directors. There is this idea. I mean, I was told, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have to be in touch with casting director, email them every here and there, send a postcard, do this, do that. How do you prefer people stay
I
in
don't think
contact with-
anybody's doing postcards.
I know this is, I've never done it, but
We
I
don't
heard-
have our offices anymore, so we're working from home, and nobody's doing
Right.
that anymore.
So how do you like people to be in
Well,
contact?
I'm going
with
to
you?
tell you something. Part of me starting crew resumes is because actors who email casting directors, you're probably going off a list. You don't know what they're doing. They probably don't do voiceover work, and you're asking for voiceover work. You're emailing them at the wrong time of the day, so your email is going to be deleted. If they're busy working, my email is kind of like a to-do list, freaks me out. Like I'm like glued to my email.
You're very quick at responding, actually. Like
I'm
after 5
online.
seconds, you're already
Oh my
responding.
God.
Wow.
Never get an online business as a side hustle. Never, because I am online 24/7. Like literally, I think I have a headache from glasses and looking at my devices, like all my devices, you know. But so yeah.
Okay. So
I'm trying not to digress too much.
probably emails.
Oh, so when you email a casting director, you should probably email early in the morning or late at night, not in the middle of the day.
Okay.
Catch them before they start work or after they're done.
Okay.
Will be more likely to click on a link. But again, I have crew resumes because it's one link now to everything, because you can't expect a casting director. And let me preface this, because if you work for a studio or a network, that's your job. But if you're an independent contractor, it's not your job. So you're asking an independent contractor to stop what they're doing and click on 7 or 8 links. Well, depending on what device we're on, what if we have to sign in? We're not going to spend 15, 20 minutes clicking on all your links. We'll click on the one. We will click on one. And that's what Crew Resumes does. It has everything on one link. It has like 12 external links. So there's nothing that can get by. Everything's there, and it all stays on the same page, and they can connect with you right there. The reason why I launched recently, I've had this idea for 14 years. And last year I produced a movie that was fully funded to shoot in Canada. And, even off the DGA list, hiring a cinematographer, hiring a first AD, hiring a director, it was so difficult. It was so difficult to find crew. And I'd go back and forth between Google and IMDb and DGA, and it would take like a week to get an email or hear back. And people just don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I couldn't believe how long I worked on trying to find a first AD. That was just crazy. That's why those little production companies formed, so they can build up their crew. But crew resumes, 420 different things on there. So it's not just actor related. A lot of actors on there because I'm a casting director and that's the profile. But in the future, the digital will change and the camera will change. All that stuff will change. But so I would pick your top TV shows that you want to be in. I would scour those casting directors, producers, directors, actors, all of the people on the crew, see if you know anybody, and work towards somebody that you know that you want to work with. Don't just do a random list, because again, you want to come off smart. That doesn't come off very smart, especially when somebody says something about a movie that's not even going because they saw it on IMDb. IMDb is not always right. I have so many things that aren't up there with packaging and producing. And there's just wrong things on there too, like they never got made or whatever. So, you know, you just got to be careful, and you just got to do your homework so you come off smart and sound smart. That's so important, you guys, because we're in Hollywood. It's an elimination process, right? It's just an elimination process, and you want to put the smartest person on set. So if there's 10 good actors, we got to narrow it down to one somehow, right? The best actor does not always win.
It's not a fair business.
Not a fair business at all.
Nope.
So unfair. Don't even get me started now.
Okay, so we're gonna catch you early in the morning before 8 a.m. or after 6. In the meantime, we've just done.
Yeah, because it's unsolicited. And if it's unsolicited, if it's a job, that's different. If you're reaching out and going the extra mile because you saw a breakdown and you think you're right for it, by all means, get that email in. What I would do is do the audition. Don't ask if you can. Why start all that dialogue?
Mm-hmm.
If you think you're right, get a hold of the freaking audition, put yourself on tape, and then send that and say, "Dear Pam, please find and close my audition. I came across it via a friend. Love to know what you think." Or don't leave it a question, because we don't want to have, but you know what I'm saying? So go ahead, and so see, that says so much about you. It says that you're hardworking. You've already saved time. I would do that. I would just, because we're going to say yes anyway. So
Yes.
So just do it.
And as you said, you casting directors don't have time to start that dialogue even before they receive a tape. They just want to see the
We're
tape.
gonna make a judgment call. We're gonna make a judgment call based on that dialogue. I'm not kidding. We will. We'll get impatient. You catch us at a wrong time, then we'll get really impatient, and you won't even have an opportunity. So, you know, it's just a matter of acting like a business person, taking your acting career seriously, like a business. You know, I think that helps a lot to keep that in mind.
Yes. Okay, I have another question. I really have to pick. I have so many questions. I will go with one with a little bit more generic, but you can be open to answer in a more specific way. So what are the major red flags you can spot in an audition, and what instead stands out for you?
Well, walking into the room, sometimes even the lobby, people are looking, people are watching. We learn as much about you as we can, but if you come into my audition, trust me, I know everything about you. I've researched you to the bone, or you wouldn't be there. You're not there by fluke because somebody said you could. You're there because I want you there, and you're there because I probably have already given you 3 days for the sides. I give out my sides. I know busy casting directors can't always, and sometimes if you're still looking, you get them the same day. But I'm a huge prepper. I expect you to be good, so I'm good too. I'm a huge prepper, and you will have known everything I expect from you before you come in. So if you can't do that, you're probably not going to end up on tape. Just saying. Your audition and the way you walk into the room and how you present yourself and how you leave is really important. It's really important. You know, I can teach a brand new actor how to do that and look like a star. You know, there's a lot of tricks, you know, there's a lot of tricks to that, but mostly being non-chaotic, being off book, being professional. Don't come in with a bunch of excuses about why you're late. Just no chaos at all. Just like you're there, get to it. Let's do this and be done. Like I said before, never stop a casting director and say, you know what you're doing, because things change. Oh yeah, that happens. I had an actor look at me once and look at their watch. You just don't do stuff like that. Okay. Again, you want to be humble and nice. You know, you see those people getting awards on stage. There's 20 or 30 of them. Not one actor doesn't make the movie go, right? It takes a team of people, and you need to be looked at as a participating player in that team. But if your ego gets in the way and you think it's all about you, that's going to show. That's going to show. And you can become a problem on set, or you can say something rude to somebody. Any, you know, positive things kind of snowball and negative things kind of snowball. We all know what happens in the makeup trailer. You know what I mean? So you want to be a good addition, you know, to the team, and get yourself out of, you know, your ego. That kills a lot of actors. There's a lot of actors with ego. In fact, when I did crew resumes, I can't believe how many actors said, I'm not crew.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You are crew. You're part of the crew. You're on the crew sheet. Right? I mean, that's ego. Matthew.
Yeah.
It's like Matthew's over there. You so know what I'm talking about.
I do. No, and in my heart, like, that's how I feel. I'm like, no, I'm a part of the crew. But I think for the actor, they get wound up in their head, and they're like, all right, but I'm set apart. And it's like you said, you wouldn't be here making a movie all by your. No one is that interesting. Like, it takes a team of people to make a good flick.
Yeah. Yeah. And also you want to show that you're a good supporting actor, right? So, man, that is huge when I see that. When I see that the actor is a good supporting actor, you know, maybe I call them for callbacks or something and have 2 in there. That's it for sure, you know, 2 thumbs up, you know, kind of actor to have on set. They're supportive. You got to help the other actor. You can't be trying to be the best yourself and stand out like you did when you were 5 performing for your family. I don't know, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but you understand.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right. What do you think if we open up to more questions? So I finish with mine, although I have so many.
Excuse me for digressing. If anybody needs to go back, just say so. But yeah, who has a question? Matthew? Come on.
Come on, guys.
You nailed it. I think you're spot on. And I think your personality is absolutely phenomenal. I'm laughing, like I get it. I get you. So I mean that's a good thing.
Good. You gotta laugh in this business.
No, you do.
Laughing. I love laughing. You have to. You know what I was going to tell you guys? I was thinking about this. There's an old actor that I know. I won't say his name, but he ended up getting a TV show and this and that. But there's a couple of those actors who, at the end of audition, they do something that they do every single time, and it gets a chuckle out of the room. And if that can be your last thing before you leave the room, is to get a laugh, to get a chuckle, to get a smile, and then you leave, they're going to like you.
Good impression. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to like you. I think it was like Joe Sabatino, and he's Italian. I think he's Italian, and the mob guys and this and that. And he had like a little laugh or something that he did. I don't know if it was a laugh or if he said something, but it was kind of part of his MO. And actually another actor taught him that worked all the time. And he said, "Hey, what's your trick?" And he told them, and that's what it was. I can't remember if it was a laugh. I can't remember what he said, but like it worked for him. And then Joe started doing it and it worked for him too. Again, another reason why you guys all need to, just have your team of actors, your tribe of actors that you like and that you feel you can learn from, and, and are hustlers and on the ball. And then just, get your little group going and help each other out. Definitely help each other out, because you'll learn so much. You'll just, don't. All right, I've been casting for 35 years, and I have a really hard time giving the deputy badge away. I think I'm going to do it all myself. First of all, nobody's been my reader. I've read with everybody. I like reading. It's my favorite part of casting. But you need help. You cannot do this on your own. Oh, you can. I'd highly advise not to. Craig, do you have a question? I like your backdrop.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's right behind me. I got my desk right here, and it's all ready to go.
And your lighting's good. You look good.
Cool. I know I would not wear this. I will say that I would not wear this, because if the minute it goes to green screen, I'm polka dotted from below. Unless you feel this looks good. I mean, normally I would just say, no, it's got to be a different color.
The shirt's not going to get you the job.
No, that's what I figure. But
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Good.
Doesn't matter.
I was actually curious. You say reel, and I'm still putting a full on big reel together. So what would you recommend if you're not you've got maybe one or two clips that are like maybe 20, 30 seconds that are okay.
No.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear. Tell us what you feel.
First 10 seconds. First 10 seconds in, we may stop looking.
Okay.
We don't have to watch the whole 3 minutes, which is way too long. 1 minute or less.
Absolutely that. No, I would not go beyond 1 minute.
You don't want to show too much either. You want to be a little bit mysterious. You want to show your best work. You want to put your best foot forward.
Now, what if it's a self-tape?
For someone else's job, it's hard for me to tell it's just hard. I don't know what's going on. Oh, for someone.
No. In other words, it's a self-tape from me that, in addition to, let's say, something that I've already done.
On your reel?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Perfect. That's all I need to hear.
So what do you think is the maximum length of a reel? 1 minute?
1 minute or less.
For
1
both
minute or
commercial
less.
and
You want
Commercial
to
and
get their
theatrical.
attention. You want to put your best foot forward. You don't want to have, if you're in a scene with another actor and they're a guy that kind of looks like you, this has happened. You know, you don't want us to have to like figure out which one you are. Because
Right.
nobody looks like their headshots still to this day after 35 years. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like some things never change.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know it's hard getting a reel together, but hustle up, get the work, meet some people, shoot your short. Anyway, the only way to become a star is to do your own work. You know that, right? The only way to be considered on that level is by shooting your own stuff. Look at Carlos's YouTube pepitos that he has, Carlos on Crew Resumes, Carlos Marino Jr. He's doing this nice little you know, little series that's so funny. And he just got Cheech or Chong, I'm not sure which one, but he's a hustler. He's a hustler and he's shooting his own stuff. But if you get in there and you write 3 pages or 5 pages and you go to the college and you present shooting for 3 days and the college kids get to help, you get to use their equipment and you shoot something. You know how much you're going to learn just by hating it when you're done and realizing how hard of a job it is to produce, direct, write, and make something happen. So that's like cutting your teeth on filmmaking. That makes you much more valuable to the film crew because you know all the departments. You've made your own little short. So now you've got 12 shorts on your resume. You may not have got cast in anything, but you've made 12 short films. That puts you like right up to the cream of the crop. You're also, you just become smarter about the business. You learn more. I just think it's way too competitive, and actors think sometimes just being an actor is enough. Well, yeah, if you're a movie star, but even they write, produce, and direct. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's just so much more respect. There's so much more respect, and you know how to talk to people in a room. Like there's just so much good that comes out of that. So your little community, your little tribe of actors, you got to be talking about that to each other. What can we shoot? What can we do? What can we shoot? Are you a writer? Can we do this? Anybody know a camera guy? Anybody know lighter? Anybody know makeup and hair? What else do you need?
And
An
sometimes,
editor.
yeah, sometimes also if you're going to an acting school or you have your group of actors, you already have all the resources there. You know, like in my acting class, for example, we are now shooting a couple scenes, and we have the actors, we have the director, we have, you know, a girl that does makeup. Like, just look around you, you have resources already. As
And
you
then
say.
you have to do it.
Yes, that's another big part.
You have to do it.
You
And I
have to do it.
commend anybody who does, because I never have. And I've wanted to direct my own little short, but you know, just it's a different animal. It takes a different kind of person. I think I have a lot of respect for actors. You won't get me behind the camera, but I'll certainly tell you to puke it all up. You know, because that's what you have to do 100%, second to second. You have to be there, and you have to be consistent, and you have to be committed. When you guys do a scene and you have a script, for me, because I've been doing it for so long, it's so obvious to me when there's a line that you like and when there's a line that you don't like or that you haven't worked on.
Mm.
becomes really, really obvious. So somebody who's been looking through the that and again, that comes from me being my own reader, I'm sure, because I've learned so much working with actors. But you can always tell when somebody likes the line because they're better at it, and they suddenly get real, and they're suddenly what you want to see. But if they've ran over a couple of lines because they never had time to really work on it, and they don't really get it, or they don't like it, or whatever, then that really shows in your continuity and your consistency, because you want to stay in character second to second. You shouldn't lose 1 second. That's hard to do, I know, but that's what you
Our
need.
job.
That's what you need to do. So do it.
Right. Sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah.
I have
Again, we were talking earlier, there's so many good actors, and it's so crushing to see 5 actors that can all do it, and you love them all, and then you have to pick one. I've been with directors in the room going, you pick. I'm not going to pick, you pick. And it's heartbreaking because you want that one, you want everybody, to get the one role, but it gets difficult. There's a lot of good actors in town. There's a lot of good actors that have the wrong agent that should have a TV series.
Yes.
If
I
you're in
feel
the
like-
wrong group of people, you're going to stay in that group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like me. I mean, listen, I'm going to be straight up honest with you about my independent career and being a single mom and raising my son and, things I did wrong. And I'm going to tell you, because I'm older and you should respect your elders, but I'm going to tell you the things that I wish I would have done differently. Definitely have a team of people around you. I cannot express that enough. Do not think you can do it yourself. You can, but it's not the easy way. It's the hardest way. It's the hardest way you can choose to go.
Yeah.
You need help. You need advice. You need to listen to the advice of your friends and get those crew people around you.
I have 2 more questions. One from Katie. Katie, if you wanna just open your mic.
Where's
Yeah.
Katie?
Hi.
Hi, Katie.
Where? Oh,
I'll
right
share
there.
my face. Hi.
Hi. Where are you, Katie?
I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So my question is, I recently submitted a self-tape. And then they were like, great job, you got the villain role down, but can you make it a little bit more playful and flirty? And then I resubmitted and they were like, great job. Is that just like typical? Does that mean
No,
I'm in the-
that's good. That's good if
Okay.
they gave you direction.
Okay, good.
I'm going to also show the other side of it, because without going into the room and being able to have a bazillion self-tapes, we can also not be that interested and still say that to be nice. Well, why don't you try this, and kind of make you go off and do it and see what you come back with. So again, kind of depends on the situation, but I would say that they were interested. I would say that for the most part, they were interested in you.
Okay.
But they're not always going to have the time to get back to you either. This is where an agent and manager can come in handy, because they'll call me and say, how did my client do? And then you get to be honest with them and tell them. So that's an advantage.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but that's good. Good luck on that.
Thanks.
A villain but playful, huh? Marvel?
It's actually a role for The Little Mermaid, kind of a modern interpretation.
Oh, okay. Do you sing?
I do not sing, but I can learn.
My office for many, many years was over on the Sound City lot. So I was right smack in Daisy Jones and the Six while they were there. Through the pandemic, they were rehearsing because a lot of them were not singers. So they had to learn to play the guitar and learn to sing for
Wow.
Daisy Jones and the Six. Yeah. So I guess their acting came first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully.
Okay, one more question from Juliet, or actor, or both.
Hi, Pam. Thank you for sharing your wisdom today. Your wisdom. I
Got
have a,
the duet going here.
I'm sorry.
The two of you, are you husband, wife?
No, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's just
Okay.
that when we do it on separate devices, there's horrible echoes. Where it's just like, we're just
Oh,
like,
okay. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's your boyfriend's name?
Name's Hector. Name's
Hector?
Yes.
Good looking guy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You should
I
be
thank my
working,
parents for that.
you should be working all the time.
Yes, I
That's
need
what he
to.
gets. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
What's your question, Juliet?
So for the first round of auditions or self-tapes,
Mhm.
is everybody says that be as prepared as possible, be off book as much as possible, but also some casting directors say that it's their pet peeve when you're not holding your sides, even though you're prepared, but you still have to hold your sides. So what's your view on that? Should
Yeah, I
should an
don't
actor
like
hold?
people holding their sides. I mean, just improv then. If you have the gist of the character and you can improv your way through the scene, like that's good. You can learn the exact words later. Now, having said that, TV is different. TV is different. I'm talking film. TV, you want to have your lines. Those lines go through 20 attorneys. So those words, every single one counts. So for TV, it's word for word. But film, yeah, just get a feel for the character and learn your lines. But yeah, no, anybody holding a script, can anybody hold a script without shaking? It's pretty hard. It is. It's pretty hard. I was looking at my hand the other day going, what the heck? But also you tend to look when you don't have to. And also the ones who are not holding a script are going to look like better actors, whether they are or not. That leads me to bring up, which Helena forgot, and you guys didn't ask, but it's a big topic about the casting directors having actors pay to go in and self-tape.
I was hoping maybe you forgot.
I just remembered when she was talking about, but so here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but some actors have 5 auditions in a day. Some of them have to lay stuff down fast. And those rooms are a convenience to the actor because a lot of actors would just rather, they're busy, they're going from, they're driving around, they're having meetings, and they'd rather just like stop in and have something already set up, have somebody running the camera, have a reader, and end up with a link and walk out the door with a link. So it's a convenience to the actors. It's not the casting directors trying to one up you or trying to, who doesn't have a freaking side hustle? If you guys are all making a living off of acting, then yay. But it's a different side hustle, but it's a needed side hustle, and there's nothing dishonest, about it. They provide a service. What do you expect them to do? Hire people for you to be available for you to come in anytime you want? That makes no sense. I mean, I don't know how much they charge because I don't do that, but what do they charge? Like $25? A while ago, it used to be $25 that these places that tape you would charge you to self-tape.
Yeah, I don't know. It really depends on the city and how long. I see
But
pretty
listen,
expensive stuff.
You guys can put yourself right on your cell phone.
Yeah, I mean,
because
you
here's the thing: if we like you, we only have
Right.
to see a little bit,
right.
and then
And
your audition is done. You haven't stressed about it. If you're a smart actor, you're going to know they're either going to like you right away or not. So why stress about it? If they don't like you, you can't turn their mind around by working harder on your audition. If you're not right for it, you're not right for it, right? So you don't have to put so much stress into it. Just, if you don't have, you can audition on your phone. As long as it gets to them, they like you, they're going to go, you know what, can you do it again, but maybe not on your phone, or, but some people are really good on their phones too. Like some people
And you
are
get
really
better
good.
with time. You get
I've
better.
had actors, if the scene was on a roof, there's this one movie I was doing, if the scene was on a roof, this actor went downtown got on top of a roof with the film crew and filmed his audition. It's freaking fabulous. It didn't help him. He didn't get it. But I'm just saying,
All this effort for
it was
nothing.
fun to watch. It was fun to watch. He just wasn't right for it. So you see, it doesn't matter. You can go to the extreme and have a film crew shoot you, and you're still not going to get the role, or you can lay in bed and do it. And that they do that too. It's not right, but for the most part, 90% are in their car.
Oh,
Putting their audition, giving you an
Really?
audition. And also, even a hello and a soundbite is better than nothing. Just like, hey, Pam, it's, Matt, just wanted to let you know that I'm in my car. I'm getting on my way home and lay this down for you, but thanks so much for the audition. I'll lay something down for you. Or, hey, I'm going to do this real fast for you. Let me know if you want me to do it again, or if you've seen, and then they just get it over with, because we're going to know.
yeah.
I hate to be so judgmental, but it's kind of goes with the title. It's kind of our job is to judge you. Man, we judge fast. But you guys judge fast too, don't you? I mean, that's
We
why
all
I'm
do.
through resumes. I try to make everybody look smart, because that's, half the battle.
So I think look smart is the key of this. Always look smart.
Always look smart, present yourself as intelligent, humble, giving, gracious, all the people pleasers, everything you would want if you are a director on set, or if it was your movie. Isn't that the kind of people you would want? You would want those kind of people on set. And again, you're in LA or you're in the USA, there's a lot of good actors. There's a lot of good actors. Don't let it scare you. Just find those people and make friends with them.
Yes, make friends with them. That's another good advice. All right. I think we reached the time. I just want to be cautious
An
of
hour already.
Yes.
Nobody has any like burning desires or anything. No,
burning
no,
desire.
no big questions.
Life of death question.
I was curious about something. I've
Yeah.
seen like a lot of people kind of been casted as themselves, basically. Is that something that people look for? Like if your personality matches up with the characters?
You mean like Julia Roberts does?
Like in White Lotus, like the girl
That
who
was
has
kind of a joke. Nobody laughed. Nobody got it.
sorry.
I don't know about that. I can't really answer that. Who's doing that? Reality?
Well, I just noticed in the White Lotus that the girl who, has all the crazy clothing, I can't remember her name, but she basically was like playing herself. That's like just her personality.
Yeah, but babe, that's a whole different level of people. Are you talking about Jennifer Coolidge?
No.
Oh, that's a whole different level. I can't even come to answer that, because those creatives work together all the time, and their personalities are so big and their personalities are known to the world. So that's a whole different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a whole different box of toys. Makai, turn on.
Hello,
video.
everybody. Hi.
You were
Yeah, I
hiding
just
there
wanted
for a
to.
little while.
Yeah, I
How's
just wanted to answer
Morocco?
this.
Yeah, very good. Good,
Yeah,
good. Already warm.
is it?
We're
Are you
we're in
working?
the spring. The hot spring is already here.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh,
Now,
good.
well, just I wanted to react to this because I had the opportunity, well, or the chance to play a character who was really me in a TV show here in Morocco, where it was exactly what I lived in my own life. It was about cancer, and the actress who was in part with me had breast cancer, and it was exactly what happened to my wife. So the character was written thinking on my own experience and personality. So that was
Well, I'm
a
sure
unique
your heart,
chance
I'm
to
sure your heart came through your eye.
exactly. So it was
Yeah.
so authentic, and
Very real. Yeah, I'm
it was
sure
magic
it's very
also
real.
because so yeah, sometimes it happens that the character and your personality match totally.
But it's not a personality. It's not your name. It's the character.
No, it's the
Yeah,
character.
I understood Katie as it being maybe your personality is sold with your own name than
Ah,
as your personality. That's how I took her.
okay.
But
I would
I'm
Perfect.
sorry to hear about your wife, and that's horrible. That's terrible. But it's
Yeah,
life
it's life.
experience.
Exactly.
And there it is. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the older people are better. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's why the older people won the awards, right? Because they have all that life experience.
I agree. I mean, you also need good life experience, good or bad, to feel.
Gosh, follow Jessica Chastain. I don't know if you follow
I
my
love her. I
Instagram,
really love
but
her.
oh my God, some of her acting notes that she puts out there, like talk about an actor who breaks down the role. Geez, you guys need to really prepare, because if you don't prepare, I promise you, the next guy to you is preparing. You need to really break it down. She breaks down her movements from her hand movements to the line.
I saw
don't
that
know.
video you shared. I was,
Yeah, I don't know
oh
how
my God.
I don't know how she remembers, but also I had a meeting with Christina Ritchie once for Bonnie and Clyde. I just blew on my computer while I was talking to you guys. And she probably read 10 books on Bonnie and Clyde. I've never seen, I mean, if you want the role, you know, you're gonna do what it takes to get the role. It's also highly impressive. I'm still talking about it, and that was probably 10 years ago, but highly impressive to see an actor who does the work, who puts the work in. You know, that's the team player you want, you know, working with you. So really break down the character. You got all that going on in your head. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to use it or say any of those things, but you're thinking it and it's in your head. And in turn, that comes out in your facial expressions. Because when you like a movie star, you like an actor, you like a TV show, and you're watching them and you like to watch them because they're interesting, it's because they got so much going on in their head that every second, remember that second that I said you have to stay in character and be committed? If you break down the character and you've gone over who they are, how they grew up, who their family might be, how they might be towards their friends, how that person might talk to their children, just everything, how they might move, how they might walk, how they might cough, how they might laugh, how they might eat, how they might do everything. You put all that work into, you know, that character, and all that's going to be in your head. And so when you do your scene, your face is going to be changing. Your face is going to be interesting and it's going to be changing, and it's going to show that you can do range, that you have range, because your face is moving constantly and you're able to give. One thing that's nobody asked, and I'm gonna totally digress, but you can come in on a 2-3 minute audition, and I have the experience to tell whether or not you can give more on an 8-hour day. Because if all you got is what you came in on with the audition, if you think that's going to get you a lead in a movie, guess again. You're going to have to work a little bit harder, because we have to make that judgment call. Yeah, there'll be callbacks, but in the end, we still have to make the judgment call on 5 minutes of like knowing you. Yes, we've done our research and we've seen your work and we've seen your reel and whatever, but we've seen another guy too that's exactly as good as you. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say that there'll always be somebody who works harder. And unfortunately, or depending, that person looks like the better actor. But it all shows in your audition. So don't think that you can go into an audition and not read the script and not break the character down and maybe study with the coach on a scene or whatever and think that that is enough, because it's not, unless it's a day player role. But even that, the actors are going to they want to work in the movie with that particular director, or they want real, or they want, they want to be on set. And so they are going to work hard. They work hard. Actors in LA work very, very hard. And I'm sure in Morocco, they work really hard. And I'm sure in Berlin and in Italy. Where's your mom, Helena? She here?
Yeah, she's here.
She's in Italy.
She's in Italy, yeah.
So yeah, really, 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 really see what other really good actors do when they break down the script. I'm telling you, Jessica Chastain is freaking incredible. Now I watch her completely different. I'm sure I've seen every movie, but I watch her completely different. I just watched her Tammy Faye, and because the Instagram and the TikTok that I shared on her and how she broke down the Tammy Faye character was freaking brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. So naturally I had to watch the movie, and I had to just watch her, like just watch everything she did and know that she planned it out. I think we forget, we're watching some of these, really great actors, movie stars, TV stars, whatever, people who are working that we like to watch because they're interesting. We all channel surf. We're not going to stop and watch somebody we don't want to watch. We'll have a personal preference, but those people aren't just coming out and shooting from the hip, and they're so good that just comes out of them. They're working it. They're researching and they're great. I mean, they're really working it, and they deserve that award, when they get the award. It's hard work. Acting is hard work, but you know what? You can act anywhere, and you can act until you're 92. So, you definitely don't want to be, just shooting it out there and let somebody else run your career, as far as not an agent or manager, but friends or whatever, just tell you what to do. Because are you going to make some money commercially, or are you going to make some money film? Like, where are you going to focus, and where's your focus? Eventually there should be a focus. Eventually you should know what you want, and you should know enough about yourself, what you're good at, and go there. What you're good at, and go there. So if comedy is your thing, then focus on comedy. And comedy should be everybody's thing, because even drama, a little bit of comedy makes it a better scene. So any kind of comedic improv you guys can do class-wise, do it, because that'll help tenfold. Got to bring the comedy into everything. You really do.
That is so
Your
true.
voice is so important. You ever be like back in the back bedroom or something, the TV's on and you hear something and it interests you, so you come around the corner and you look, it's their voice. It's their voice. And I've been in casting sessions before where the director has literally turned around and ate peanuts or got coffee and missed a whole audition. And if their voice doesn't make them turn back around, then they don't even see you. It's happened. It's totally happened. In a busy commercial casting office, that happens. Sometimes I've had to say, you miss this guy, let's watch this guy, really rooting for the actor. Like, watch this guy. So voice is really important. Your movement is really important. How much you know about the other departments and being a filmmaker. How bad do you want to be an actor? What are you going to put into it? Because your hard work is seen in so many ways. Most importantly, that 5 minutes in the room or that 3-minute self-tape. All of that, you guys, can be seen. All of that, because you learn. So you learn how to speak. You learn the right questions. You learn what's important, to that movie. What are the important, aspects of it? So you're not talking about stupid stuff that makes no sense or has nothing to do with the moment. So you just really want to come off as, knowing what you're doing. Is that new information or no? Sometimes we need to hear the same information 12 times before we get it.
We
I'm
always
not
have the
quite
same
sure.
questions. Yes. But some of
Yes.
the insight were very helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
guys for taking the time.
Thank you.
And thank you,
you.
Makai. Nice to see you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys for coming.
Thanks very
and,
much.
I'll send the recording next week. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, and if
Pam.
you guys, I'm a very approachable person. If anybody ever has a question, they have an audition, or you want me to look at your self-tape or anything like that, I'm always online. So just
Where
pop
can
it
they
over.
find you? Where can they find you? On Instagram or?
I have 8 social media pages.
Well, actually, where can they find you? Crew resume.
I mean, Pam you can, my email is, Pam at Crew Resumes is easier to remember instead of Pam J Bouvier at Gmail, which is my main email, really. I don't always sign on to Pam at Crew Resumes every day because I'm busy marketing it and marketing the people that are on there. But yeah, or text me 818-370-0344 is my cell, or WhatsApp or whatever. So I'm cool. You have a question. Hey, Pam, I was thinking blah, 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 or me and my friends were wondering. Send me a text.
One more time, can you tell us that text?
818, you should have it, Craig. 818-370-0344. Listen, if I don't want to talk to you, I won't answer. But for the most part, I'm right there, with the text, and I'm always on, unfortunately.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
so feel
This is
free to
awesome.
reach out, and thank you guys again. So yeah, if you forget and you have a question,
Yes.
And
No,
let
and I
me
want
know.
to thank you because it's not easy to find casting directors who are so approachable, and I just want to
there's some
highlight
mean
that.
ones out there. I agree with you.
There are some mean ones out there.
There's some mean ones out there,
Yeah, no, and I love how I approach you on Instagram and you responded right away. We jumped on a call and you've been so helpful also to promote
you.
my community.
I'm
And I
kind
really
of a
appreciate that.
talker. I'm kind of the one that's hard to get out.
I like that. And you really helped me with
Kind of a
this
talker.
event.
I've been casting for 35 years, and since the pandemic, I've been like pitching scripts and looking for money for people and attaching stars to the project, attaching the director. So just a lot of work that you don't see that happens when you've been casting for a long time. I guess you go one or two directions, you direct or you produce. I've always had more of a producing eye, I think, maybe, or maybe brain, maybe producer brain, because, you know, it's all about money. Comes down to, here's a line for you. Do you know what the furthest distance in the world is?
No.
The pin to the checkbook.
Oh.
Now,
Interesting.
it's true though. It comes down to money. Are you worth that paycheck? Just be worth the paycheck and everything will be good.
That's true. That's so true.
You guys, and stay in touch. Keep a journal. I don't care who they are. One day they may be writing on a show like Game of Thrones. Just stay in touch with everybody. If you are committed, if you have the bug for acting, then you're going to be here when you're 80. If you have the bug for acting, nothing's going to stop you. But all the people that you meet along the way, you can't throw them in the trash when you're done with them. I'm telling you something that I've learned. I'm telling you something that's real important. Keep in touch. Send an email once a month to that director and say, hey, listen, just want to check in and let you know what some of my successes are this month, or what I'm thinking about, or what I'm doing. And send a little videotape of yourself. Why not? I'm just not to pitch crew resumes again to you, but because we are online and because I think people are in more of a humanity state, you know, whether you're a nice person or not, eliminates a lot of assholes. So I think that is a big plus for you, but you need to be more than just that same headshot and that same flat resume. We look at headshots, we're judging your character and your whole human being and how hard you work and who you are as an individual based on that. Now, how are we going to know that? How are we going to know your special traits? Unless you figure out a way to show us. Right? How are we going to know you're such a great guy or great gal or wonderful person or work so hard? I'll tell you another thing to do is, I mean, it's kind of a secret again, but get involved with charities. I'm going to tell you one right now. So I want you to go on Facebook and I want you to look up Joan Mao, M-A-O. And Joan is a producer. I've known for years. She was at New Image Millennium for years. I think she has her own production company now. She probably freelances for him or whatever. But for instance, she put on her Facebook page all this food that she was wrapping for the homeless. Like, it looked really good. Like, she put some good food together. And it's a charity. And they will come and pick it up from your house. And she says on there, anybody wants to help and do this. So I'm just saying, be that person. Because you know what? You're going to meet like-minded people. And that's where the celebrities are. That's where the working directors are. That's where the working producers are. That's where the working people are. They're giving back. They've had so much given to them, you know, that they're giving back. So do you want to go in with the idea of trying? I mean, we're all in the business, so we all go in with the idea of what somebody can do for us, I guess, or what we can do for them. But, you know, it's all collaboration. It's all collaboration. So get involved with your chair. Just who are you? I don't know who you are. Maybe you don't even believe in all that kind of stuff. But whatever it is that you are, you need to somehow find a way to put it out there and surround yourself with those people, and they become your tribe. And then everybody on the cloud just helps lift everybody up together with the big hug. No. But you follow me, right? You want to
Yeah.
get out there, you want to get out there and you want to meet people and you want to network. It's the old-fashioned word is networking. I hate that word. I'm so old, I just can't even do that. Now I have a 24/7 business. I have to network like 24 hours a day. But this is a different kind of networking. You know, be real, get to know these people, not just by their name or their face, but become friends. You need friends. I'm going to end that with that because that's a good ending. Keep that
Yes.
in mind. You cannot do this business on your
Yeah.
own. You guys
So
agree with me there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pam.
You're welcome. So if
All right.
anybody needs
Thank you.
me, reach out. And otherwise, I'll be on here again. We'll do this again.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're friends now. Let's do that.
Is there anything
right.
else going on in the business that was a big, like, question besides the self-taping? Wasn't there something else that happened?
I only know about the strike that is about to happen, but that's a whole other topic we might want to open.
Is that a writer's strike?
Think so.
Yes.
Are the writers always striking?
I think last one I heard it was 2008. I don't know if I'm right or not.
Oh, I
Somebody
remember
else
that
better
one. That
information.
messed people up for a while, that one. But hopefully it
Yeah,
won't.
so
Hopefully
I
it
hope
won't
it won't be like
long.
right.
Hey, and respect the writer, man. It all starts from the script. Keep your eyes peeled on a good writer. So when you're making your list of TV shows to contact those casting directors, or you're making your list of film directors, you want to work on that director's movie, these are the people that you want. You know, just really, really research them and really learn as much as you can. You know, have a direction. Don't just randomly throw yourself out there. Because if you do, next year, you're still going to be randomly throwing yourself out there. So now's the time to do the hard work. None of us want to do it. No. But now's the time to do the hard work. I'm here to tell you, you have to work harder than the next guy. And it will pay off. And remember, it'll show in your face in the audition room. It'll show in your face on the self-tape. It'll show in your body language. It will show up. It will show up. So don't shortchange yourself, okay? Be that competitive little monster I know you are. And go out there and get some jobs and get your reel going. Shoot some stuff. I'd love for one person to say, hey, Pam, look what we shot. I'll pass it around. I'll show the world. Okay?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'll
Thank
hang up
you.
now. All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Care.
Thank you,
Pam.
Bye, Craig. Bye,
Bye.
Mackay.
Bye.
Bye,
Ken.
Juliet. Bye, Hector.
Bye, Juliet.
Not
Bye,
to
Hector.
point you out from anybody, but seriously, you should be working all the time. Are you working all the time?
I get some work. I get
Yeah.
work from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a
Taking it.
very likable smile.
Thank you.
Brilliant and likable are some of the notes we write down after a casting session. Likable, so important, you guys. So be nice. All right, I'll
you.
see you later, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
How do I get off? I don't even know. All right, I'll see you
I'm gonna
later.
close this. Bye.